Yo, 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 what's the haps, chaps? Welcome to this episode of the Red and Terra Scrap Chats.
Scrap chats.
Scrap Chats. We have UFC this weekend, 273. Some interesting fights going down. Oh. Edit. Oh, why is it doing that? I'll change it out. Son of a bitch. So anyway, some interesting fights this weekend, Red. Have you been watching any of the UFC recently?
I have. I'm getting more and more into it, I have to say. I got up for the Colby fight because there's no way I can't stay up. So no. I was like, just set me an alarm. And I caught the fight before.
I've just stopped getting up as well. I'll just watch it the next day.
Well, I usually as well, but because it was.
Well, actually, why we're on the subject, Colby. What do you think of the Masvidal Colby stuff?
Absolutely love Masvidal, but he's a fucking dickhead for doing that. He should be locked up. Like, he should be locked up. If Colby goes to press charges and all that stuff, I don't think anyone can say anything to him because it came from behind. Like, there was no honor in what Masvidal done, so he deserves no honor in return. And I'm a big Masvidal fan. I like Masvidal, and I don't dislike him anymore for doing it. But you did it.
It was a bitch move because look, you got bashed for 25 minutes. Like literally, not bashed, but he got manhandled. He caught one or two nice smacks.
He was beaten after the first round. Round, Masvidal knew he was going to lose.
You took your beating for 25 minutes, and then you sussed out where he was going to be. You threw your hood on, you threw your mask on, you ran up and sucker punched him. Like at least
from behind.
At least run up and go, here we are now, bitch. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean?
But, no, that's it. But no, but don't do that. Like, that's the thing is, I mean, like, if you're saying that, like, oh, you know, he's talking about my kids, talking about how my parenting skills, and then you do that, you've just proven him right about your parenting skills. You don't do that. That's not an example. Like, you're already a fella that, you know, you had the opportunity. Not a lot of people get the opportunity to legally whoop the ass of their up. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when you have that opportunity, you don't take it. Fair enough, but just take it on the chin. Don't be going around and jumping on people's backs and throwing digs behind and fucking, because that once you make the decision, you make the decision for all the fucking consequences as well. So I don't think anyone go mad at it, go, oh, Colby's a bitch, Colby this. Shut up, you fucking gangster, you keyboard gangster.
Yeah, but like, he is a bitch, Colby. You seen the shit with Verdum? There's been many incidents where when people confronted him, he's bitched out. We know this. You're not telling us anything we don't know. Still, what Masvidal was wrong, though. You know what I mean?
I don't accept that. I don't think bitching out. I think.
When Usman stepped to him in the restaurant, he kind of done the same. He seems to have a tendency. He talks a big game, and then when people confront him, he bitches out.
Well, no, it's not about bitching out anywhere. Again, I don't think it's about bitching out. I think it's like that he's selling a fight.
Oh, no,
he's doing his job.
I get that.
And then people are taking it because, like, if in that sense, I think by Usman approaching him, Usman is bitching out because it's like, it's letting him get to you. It's like, Colby Covington is like, when you go into the ring, Colby Covington is telling you, like, I'm a better fighter than you, whatever. Street fighting is completely different. You might be able to bash them in street fighting, but you can't be judging people like that. That's part of this. It's part of the sport. It's same with rapping. If you're doing a diss track and you're dissing people, you keep it to the fucking music because that's what the issue is. The issue is the art form. No, I understand that, but it should happen like that. You should always, if you choose an aggressive sport, i.e., fighting or fucking, you know, rap battling or whatever it is, rapping, you can't take it outside of that because the whole fucking point of it is to do it for this thing. So people are doing something for it, whether they're likable or not. You should never take it outside of it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You beat them at the art, or you take your L. That's what you do.
Did you watch the UFC London card?
I did. I actually
Paddy the Buddy.
Yeah, what really good card. It was a very good card.
It was good, wasn't it?
Every fight. I mean, I watched it from the fucking prelims from like 6 o'clock. Yeah. Every single fight was a bleed.
Yeah, it was bangers all over it. Like that, the Dan Hooker. Him
and fucking
Hooker.
Him and Gunnar cost me better judgment because I was looking at Gunnar and I was like, he was out for so long. I don't know if this fella's just going to catch him with it because your man's a big hitter. Whether your man will just catch him and he's a bit rusty. And so I went with him. And then I was looking at Dan Hooker and I said it to my brother. I was like, I don't think Dan Hooker's going to win this fight. And my brother was like, I think he will. I was like, no, I don't. I don't know what
dropping down in the weight class kind of threw
Yeah.
you off because Arnold is a fucking dog, man.
The
You know what I mean?
stud is, yeah. So I was like, right, I was like, so better just fuck, I'll go Dan Hooker because he's better odds as well. So I was getting beating me out up a bit. I was like, fuck it. And they're the two. Every single one right, but them two.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling going on Elson was just going to get the job done. Like you get.
I could just see a man. No, that bit of sluggishness from
his last fight I seen against Leon Edwards was very competitive. He was very close.
Oh no, Gunnar Nelson's a bleeding Don.
You know what I mean?
Like if that was a Gunnar Nelson in normal rotation, 100%. I just foresaw him being kind of sluggish at the start and your man clipping him. And then just either stopping them or KOing them. Like,
true.
And that's what.
And fucking what you make of Meatball Molly McCann's fucking spinning elbow?
Yeah, that girl was tough. That girl was tough that she was fighting.
Yeah. She took some smacks, but she didn't take that elbow well.
No, well, and the thing is when you don't see it as well.
Yeah.
It comes out of nowhere and then it's just like getting hit by a bus.
And what do you make of Paddy?
Yeah, it's hard to judge a Paddy. Again, great star quality. Very likable guy, but he's not, and openly he's admitting he's not fighting
the best of the best.
The best of the best. So it's hard to quantify him at the what you see. I mean, like in fairness, in the last two fights, he got caught early. So
he gets hit.
And it makes you think that like, all right, fair enough. So if Dana was to turn around and say to him now, right, that's it, you're on $100,000 contract for your next 4 fights, but you're fighting. And then you have to go up into the top.
You're fighting Justin Gaethje next.
You know what I mean? You're going up along down that elk. It's like, fair enough, but you let Gaethje hit you.
He's lots of ground to do. And Tom
he's doing the right thing. I think he's doing the right thing. Tom Aspinall is the truth.
Yeah.
He's I'd nearly say Aspinall is probably the best chance of beating John Jones of them all.
Yeah, no, I'd say Aspinall is the best chance of beating Anu out of them all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's definitely
he has the ground game that like Stipe kind of went to the well with that the first time around, and then when he was forced to stand with Ngannou, that's when he ran into trouble. I think he'd be able to stand a little bit with him and dominate him a bit more. Maybe it makes it interesting. I kind of don't want to see him against Tuivasa yet. I want to see that fight, but I don't want to see it yet. Because I see Tuivasa's on a run and I see Aspinall's on a run. Kind of keep them apart, maybe. You know what I mean? Just for
I think the beauty of the two of them is that a loss for either wouldn't affect their momentum.
No, and it never does. But I still think I'd like to see maybe Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I mean? But the problem with the Tuivasa one is, and Aspinall, because it's such a good fight, just aesthetically, it'll be for the fans. If you do leave it an extra one and either fucking like Tuivasa goes off,
happens,
and fights, somebody else, and then you don't want to see the fight as much anymore. So
I know.
It's like
just because they're both on that come up, they're both on good runs. I think Tuivasa is a little bit closer to maybe getting a title shot than Aspinall. Where I'd like to see Aspinall fight one or two other guys first. Get a full look at him, you know what I mean? Like, you know what you get with Tuivasa. You still don't know what you're going to get with Aspinall. We haven't seen him in the deeper rounds. Like, he bet an old Arlovsky, and he's done well his last fight and this fight against Volkov. But it didn't really go
really well against Volkov. Like, nobody's seen that happening.
Well, is it like you just Derek Lewis, 5th round, last minute fucking swing up on the fucking bleachers. You know what I mean?
You expect Volkanov to take him to the 5th round.
Yeah.
So for Aspinall to get rid of him, that
in all Volkov's fights, I've never seen anyone take him down like that. You know what I mean?
That's what I
mean. He went for that fucking arm a couple of times, and he literally was like, "Right, this time I got you." Boom. Out of here.
Yeah. Now, he has to stand up.
I think the pressure on all of Volkov going in there, all the Russian stuff and all, like, it was just the atmosphere. You'll see Volkov, I think he'd be back up. He'd win a couple of fights. He'd be back in the mix. But he's a gatekeeper, isn't he? So it was a good win.
He's the sort of, he is the proving ground. He's one of those fighters that's like, Dan Hooker would be a similar sort of fighter
Yeah.
that like
Yeah.
if you beat him, you're legit, and if you give him a good fight, you're legit. If you lose to him, nearly expected because they're so good,
Yeah.
or it's not that big of a surprise. But if you're an up and comer, you come up, as you say, the gatekeepers, you come up against these sort of guys, and if you can impress against them, like the sky's the limit after that. I think, like, but Cyril Gane would be a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think you're gonna see Stipe Jones. That's what you're probably looking at this summer. Probably an interim title fight. Because Ngannou got the knee surgery, he's gone till next year, or fucking his contract is up, whatever happens with him. I think you're going to see that in July. So in the meantime, yeah, Tuivasa and Aspinall probably have to fight, but I would like to see maybe one more fight before they hit each other for a title eliminator or something. You know what I mean? You don't want to see them jump up too quick and then they get themselves into, well, for Aspinall certainly, he gets himself in a scenario where he's never really seen that level of quality. He hasn't had a taste of it. You know what I mean? Like against a Derek Lewis or a Cyril Gane or someone, you know what I mean, who's been in a title content, you know.
But the thing about the problem is though, right? It's like if you fight after Cyril Gane, if you fight Cyril Gane and you win as Aspinall, your next fight is a title fight. You're not fighting Tuivasa. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's where kind of.
To be honest, I think Tuivasa should. Well, see, your problem is, right? Stipe and Jones are going to fight interim belts, right? Yeah. If Ngannou comes back next year, well, then the winner of that is fighting for the belt next year. So you're not fighting for the title theoretically.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
a full year, if not more. You know what I mean? So if you beat Cyril Gane, if say Cyril Gane and Aspinall fight in September, even like you're not getting a title shot. You're not even being talked about. That could be the next summer, the next Christmas before. Like it could be early 2023 before, say, Ngannou fought Jones or Stipe again or whatever. You're not seeing, you know what I mean? Like, and then there could be rematches, and you know what I mean? So there's a few other fights to be had. I don't think either of them can call title shot right away. I just don't
No. I didn't say that, but if he fights Cyril Gane and proves like if he first rounds him or second rounds him again, like he did with Volkanovski, it's hard to deny him.
But he's not getting a title shot, so that Tuivasa fight is still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's still gonna happen. Like,
but again, not if Tuivasa gets fucking slept or whatever. You know, the fight's still there, but you're fighting who beats Tuivasa then, and you mightn't really want. I think
the problem is I like both of them, and I don't want to see them fight just yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like, it's understandable. But the beauty, as I'm saying, like the good thing about having characters like Tuivasa and Aspinall is that, like, because they're both favorites and they're likable guys, that you want to see the fight to see who will win, and then after the fight, you're not going to think any less. You're not going to go, oh, Joe, Tuivasa's being found out there. He's really just a fucking one trip. I say, but Aspinall will be like, these two are really good fights. It was a good fight. All you want to see is a good fight. Once it's a good knock, you don't care who wins or loses. Like, but let's move on to this.
Yeah. So now you're balls deep in the UFC.
Yeah, I'm a bit more invested, I have to say.
Right. So this weekend we've obviously Volkanovski was meant to be fighting Max Holloway again. Strangely enough, Holloway pulls out injured and then has now become the backup in case either of them pull out, which is weird. But
it's a mad situation, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you don't write Korean Zombie off, but I just think Volkanovski's just too good.
Yeah.
He's all the fundamentals, the strategy. You know, he's the pressure.
Hardy.
And I don't think he'll overlook Korean Zombie or anything like that. He won't go into it thinking, I'll have this one or anything. So I think he gets the job done probably fairly comfortably. You might see a first good round or two from Korean Zombie, but I think Volkanovski will just get the job done fairly standard.
Do you reckon he'll point it, or do you reckon he'll stop him?
I think he'll get a stoppage.
Yeah,
we've seen, like, I mean, what fucking Brian Ortega done to Korean Zombie in the fight before he fought. He fucking
starts him.
He fucking tore him apart. Like, just think Korean Zombie's on the other end of it now. You know what I mean? He had his few runs, but the chin isn't really there anymore. Like what's your man's name? The Mexican fella, Yair Rodriguez, like that last second of the fifth round where they battered each other. and then fucking he ducks underneath and catches him with the elbow and knocks him out. Like, just since then, I don't think, like, he came back, he won 1 or 2 fights, but I just don't think it's the same Zombie, you know what I mean? But fair play. Hopefully he makes it competitive, and if he wins, fucking brilliant, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it'd be a good fight. I actually see, I'd go Volkanovski points. They are like, he'll
5-round decision.
Yeah, I think he'll go decision.
What do you think, Sterling, Jan? Obviously, the controversy over the last one. Sterling's kind of been on the run for the year, injured and all, like with his DQ fucking belt.
Yeah.
Jan beat Sandhagen, like
Jan is a beast.
He's
I'm gonna
go
with Jan.
Cyborg.
I'm gonna go with Jan on this one.
I don't think he could go Sterling. Like Sterling, after the first round of the first fight, you were like, oh, this is gonna be a bad night for him. And it got worse and worse and worse. And it was just an illegal knee. It was going only one way. There was no way you could have seen Sterling win that fight, you know. I think that the people's fight, Gilbert Burns against Hamza. What's your opinion on this?
This is a tough one. Again, like we were saying about Aspinall and Tuivasa, like this is his gate.
You beat Burns, you're legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is his gatekeeper now. It's like, because a lot of people have been there's kind of two sides of the coin with Chimaev. I've seen, you've got the people that fully believe that he's going to be the next champion, that he's a phenomenal fucking, and then you've got the other side that's saying he hasn't fought anybody yet.
The hype train.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hype train, and one loss will derail that for fucking. So, and will it happen? I mean, he looks legit, but Gilbert Burns is a fucking stud as well. Like, I know he got bleeding starts by Hooker, but
yeah, but that was that lightweight.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
down, you know, and Hooker is no joke. Like, I know he's been beaten.
Well, Hooker's been beaten, but he's only fighting fucking, like.
But you think he's had wars. Like, I remember him in a war against Barboza where he got battered for 3 rounds against Barboza, like a zombie. Just kept coming back. He was smashed to pieces. Like, then he fights Dustin Poirier in an absolute war. The two of them took years off each other. Then he has the fight with Felder where they both fucking, you know what I mean?
But even those names, like Poirier, Felder, do you know what I mean?
Like, but like Gilbert Burns, like being beaten by Hooker, that's not really, you know what I mean?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
a number of reasons why. But he was dominant against Wonder Boy, really dominated Wonder Boy, who I remember Woodley having a hard time taking him down and keeping him down, you know what I mean, in 2 fights. So obviously when he fought Usman, he had him rocked, and it looked like he just went for it and then got caught himself, you know what I mean, which can happen. You're fighting a guy you trained with and all, you know so much about him, under the bright lights for your title, you know what I mean, but like, Gilbert Burns is no joke, but Hamza fucking, if he goes in, picks Gilbert Burns up, brings him over to wherever fucking Dana's sitting and sits him down and then smashes him into oblivion, like, fuck, I'd hate to be in the 170 division in front of him. Like,
scary.
You know what I mean?
I've seen, who was it? Strickland says that he fucking Chimaev tapped him in sparring, like, tapped him out with sparring, like.
Tapped him out?
Yeah, tapped out Strickland, like.
Right, because you have Strickland running for a title in the middleweight. You know
this is what I'm saying, and Strickland is not a fucking joke either, like. So he seems as in all you hear about him seems to be the real deal.
I'm loving the shit.
I'm gonna be honest,
like,
I'm going with him. I'm going with Chimaev.
Yeah, you couldn't go. Like, I mean, I'd say you'd make a few quid if you were to go Zombie, Sterling, Burns. 3 wins. You get some odds on that, wouldn't you?
I think Gilbert Burns is the favourite. I think he's the bookie. I think he is the bookie favourite, yeah.
They have the odds there, what do they? See, they do these American plus 375. So, no, fucking Hamza is the favourite, like 1-5 favourite nearly. Is that the way they do it?
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, he's he's well, Chimaev is well the favourite, actually, yeah.
And the way they do the odds in America, I'd be trying to figure. I think it's like 1-5 there. You put 500 on, you win 100 back, kind of. Yeah, no, he's well the favourite there. Good fight. I fucking can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
On down the card, Mackenzie Dern Tisha Torres. The one she's the no.
I don't know either of them, so I'm
I
not gonna
know
really.
Mackenzie Dern is like she's a jiu-jitsu fucking wonder that's trying to strike now. You know what I mean? But when the striking fails, she just takes it down and chokes it out. So, Peachel, Madsen, don't know either of them. Be honest.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them either. But the top three, the three main fights are fucking.
Ian Gardy, he's Irish, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the Irish fella. Yeah.
So against Weeks, that should be a good scrap. Rosenstruck against Tabora, that'd be a good scrap. Aspen Lad, she's a couple of bad weight cuts and all that. Raquel Pennington, decent fight. Mickey Gall, he's a bit of entertainment in there. I don't know who your man Mike Malott is. Early prelims, probably not. Oleanik. Did you ever see him?
No.
He's about 42, and the cunt, he's this Russian. And all he does is he takes it into his guard and he does like, what do they call it, an Ezekiel choke or something like that. Like he's choked out 3 or 4 guys who are literally in full mount on top of him and he just chokes them out. He's done it like he went on a run. He was on a decent run where he was up. Who did he fight? I think he fought Derek Lewis or something like that and he got smashed to oblivion. But he was on a decent run. He's won like 4 or 5 in a row, like, and then just hit the smashers in the division that were just like, yeah, I'm not going to the ground with you. Like, here's a fucking fist from fucking Jupiter into the nose. Yeah, so not really much else there.
That poor guy hasn't even got a photo.
What?
That guy there hasn't even got a photo. Josh Fremd.
Well,
Daniel
obviously
Santos.
that's the same guy. He's just doing both fights. Like,
Jesus, if he wins the first one, I don't think he wins the second one.
Arce is decent as well. Yeah, so good night of fights there.
But yeah, so the 3 takeaways we're going with Volkanovski.
I don't think it's
Yan and Chimaev.
I don't think there's any surprise there in what we're going with. But if anyone has different opinion, throw it in the comments or whatever, and we'll tell you why you're wrong.
Not you, Mick. Well, yeah, we'll tell you why you're wrong because you cost me. You told me about Dan Hooker, and you were wrong.
Dan Hooker was too busy doing his pub talk with your man, fucking. To focus on the fight, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's good. No, it's good to see you getting into the UFC, Red.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm for myself. I'm actually kind of daily checking out more Chael Sonnen, and
Chael is a boss, isn't he?
And there's like an MMA kind of. I can't remember what the fucking name of it is. It's on YouTube. I follow.
Well, I have to add you into. I'm on a Facebook group, UFC shit posting. Some great memes and all like in there, like it's good crack, but you get good kind of UFC news out of it as well. You know what I
mean? Yeah. Either way,
shit posting.
A full mount of MMA on YouTube. I watch. It's kind of just like a clip show that gives you like what we do, only professional and doing well.
Only unprofessional and not doing well. You mean? Well, yeah, get your stories now. Anyway, so that's a UFC roundup, and we might do a post show or something over the weekend after we get that. So yeah, enjoy. Peace.